All right, so this video is for MDT providers, specifically clinic owners who are finding that they have way too much stuff on their plate and they're trying to figure out what to do and how to prevent burnout and prevent overwhelm. I just wanted to say though, just before I start this video, can you guys please subscribe to my videos below, or my YouTube channel below in the subscribe link. Also, like this post or like the video, just so we can get more this information out to more MDT providers and start helping MDT grow across the world. So this is something that I've been working on for a long time. I actually have just a quick background about me. I started and failed 3 separate businesses, and the reason why, there's many reasons why, but the main reason why I failed these businesses, one was an in-home care business. The other one was an in-person and in-home care hybrid practice. And the third one was trying to build a network of MDT clinicians in Canada and have them all tracking outcomes and have like a quality assurance mechanism built into it. They all just failed miserably. And the biggest reason why they failed was because I didn't have a system in place for what to do and what not to do. So I designed this, and I think you guys might get some value out of using this. I'll actually link this below so that you can download this yourself. And I actually just put this in the background of my computer because that's how often I use it. I frequently come back to this to help guide me in decision making with pretty much any decision. And the thing about the thing that's kind of ironic and is that I, as an MDT provider, I have such a good framework and system to use in clinic, but I didn't have any system or any framework on decision making outside of the clinic. And we all know how amazing MDT is to help us keep us organized in our thinking and simplify everything so well that it just makes our lives so much easier in the clinic. You can use this exact same thing in your life. This is kind of like a decision-making tree. And there's categories. So we can subgroup tasks and things that you need to do just like we subgroup people's pain. So this is where you start. Think of this as like a clock. Okay, so you start at 12 o'clock, and this, the reason why you use the clock as an analogy here is because this is going to save you a ton of time, and it's going to save you a huge amount of headache, and it's going to prevent burnout. I'm telling you, this is exactly the reason why. Now that I use this, I can actually keep my head above water. Not just keep my head above water, but I can swim. I can actually get myself out of the water. I'm not drowning anymore as a clinic owner. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is this: can this be eliminated? And I'm telling you, 80% of things you think that you need to do, you definitely do not. One easy strategy to start thinking about whether it can be eliminated is just ask, what is the worst thing that could happen if I don't do this? And most of the time, the answer is not that the world is going to stop spinning, that the sun's not going to rise the next day, that your life will be over. So this may be a little harsh. This was probably what people will struggle with the most. This is what I struggle with the most still, is eliminating things. Get things off of your plate. For example, here's a really simple example, but should I click on the Facebook app on my phone right now and scroll through this through the page? I mean, that's an obvious elimination thing. It's just a waste of time. Don't do it. More complicated could be like, should I talk to so-and-so about, I don't know, being a business partner? I'm just trying to think of something that happened for me relatively recently. And I had to really think, like, what would happen? I mean, is this really something that I need to do? And I most of the time, once I really think about it, and you really got to think about these things, even if it's the smallest, most mundane task, can it be eliminated? Okay, so Bam. That's the first thing. Eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. If you want to read a really good book, there's a book called the 80-20 Principle. Read that, or read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, and you'll see how powerful this elimination strategy is. So then that's like, and if you think about it from an MDT perspective, this is like your derangements, right? These are the easy, rapidly reversible, rapidly, abolish these tasks. Just get rid of them, just like we get rid of derangements and people's pain when they have a derangement. So then you move on to this one. This is more like the dysfunctions. Can they be delegated? Because, dysfunctions can be delegated fairly easily. You can either delegate it to the person themselves to, once you teach them the remodeling program, they can do it themselves, or you can actually even delegate it to a physio assistant or a chiropractic assistant or a kinesiologist or, So anyway, that's the analogy here for these. The delegate, one thing to think about here, sometimes MDT clinic owners don't have anybody to delegate to, like they don't have a receptionist or a manager, a clinic manager. That's okay. You still want to have a system in place where you can label tasks as something that you could delegate to somebody else. And the reason why you want to do this is because in any business owner's journey, there's gonna come a time where you're gonna have way too many things on your plate, and you are gonna need to hire somebody out. And actually doing this will tell you when it's an appropriate time to do that. Okay, so this is something that I never did, and I definitely should have done, because what happened in my business the first time is I hired somebody and I could not afford to hire that person, and I didn't even have enough tasks to delegate them to. I thought I did, but it was a bunch of stuff up here that I should have just eliminated off my plate and should never have given to somebody else to do, because they just never needed to be done. They weren't important. So then you work down this way. So let's say you're saying, okay, I can't eliminate the task, I can't delegate it, but maybe I could. So you label it as delegatable, or maybe it's something that has to be done by you. So you say, okay, I can't delegate this, can't eliminate it, can't delegate it. Does this have to be done today? These are like your red flag situations. They're super, super rare. Rarely does anything ever need to be done today. And this is where this is why I was getting burnout. And I actually had 4 episodes of burnout, quite severe. I would not wish them on my worst enemy. And it's because I was thinking that everything was urgent. Like everything needed to be done today. Like I need to respond to this email right now. I need to respond to this text right now. This thing will just take me a minute or 2 minutes. Like it'll be really quick, just super, I'll just do it right now. It's fine. I can do it. Or someone will call and I'll go on the phone with them for like 10 minutes. And then the conversation would drag to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Like that kind of stuff, you've got to be, you have to set some serious boundaries on your time, because time is your most valuable commodity. So you really need to protect, the time that's in your schedule, and you need to stop doing this stuff where you're just, one-off little things here and there. Just stop doing them. Instead, what you do with those tasks is you flip them over to this column, which is decide. So this is where you decide if you're going to do them. So you're going to take it through another round of figuring out if this is something I need to do. So I have this is super complicated, and I don't expect any of you guys to do this, but this is how, I have this sort of temple here, right? With the pillars of my life, my business, my friends, my family, my spouse, and myself. I have the roof on my temple as my values. So these are my main values. And I also have outlined my massively transformative purpose, or my mission, my life mission. And I don't do anything unless it is in line with my mission, unless it's supporting one of these pillars, and if it aligns with my value system. Anything else is like water dripping off the side. So if there's a task that comes in and I go through this and I go, no, if at any of these points, if I'm saying it's not in line with my pillars, it's not in line with my values, it's not getting me towards my mission, then it just drips off the side and I eliminate it. It goes right back into this delete column. Okay. This is a helpful, you guys can use this if you want. This is a helpful way to prioritize what to do in this column, in this category. You prioritize, like you can kind of make up your own here, but I prioritize things as, am I afraid of doing this? Is there fear? Is that the reason why I'm not doing this? I know I have to do it, but I'm just really scared. I prioritize those over anything. I prioritize things that I'll enjoy too, because I do enjoy hanging out with my family, my wife, my friends. I enjoy, stuff that I have to do in my business. There's a lot of stuff I don't enjoy doing in my business, but I got to do them. I will prioritize tasks that make multiple other tasks completely obsolete. Like for example, there's a software that I was debating to switch to that would take literally 10 different other softwares that were all separate, and I was paying for each of them individually. And I had this one software actually combined all of them into one, and it was significantly cheaper. So me switching to that software, it was going to make tons of other tasks obsolete down the road. So I prioritized that, and I just did it right away because it needed to be done. Will this give me fulfillment through delayed gratification? So this is the stuff, this is like working out. This is eating healthy. This is doing all the stuff that you don't want to do, but you have to because it's going to pay off down the road. And then I prioritize things that are actually revenue generating. This is so important for MDT practice owners. There's so many things you can waste your time on. Trying to make your website look perfect. Trying to get the right wording in your social media posts. I don't know. Like there's just a million and one things that come at you that you could do, but just prioritize the things that are actually revenue generating. Like, will this pull a patient into my practice and get them to pay me with their credit card or whatever source of revenue you're using? And then sometimes things are just obligations. Like there's taking out the trash. Unfortunately, I don't like doing that. It doesn't fit with any of these, but I prioritize it because it's going to make my wife happy. I have to do it. So this is my strategy that I use. You guys can use your own. You can plug in your own stuff in here relative to your life. But this helps me categorize everything into these nice boxes. So it's kind of compartmentalizes all the tasks that I have to do during the day, during the week, during the month. And I actually outline those all up here. So at the start of the week, I will write out my goals for that particular week here. I'll write out my monthly goals at the start of the month. At the start of the year, I write out my yearly goals. I always have a high-hard goal, which is kind of like where I want to go overall with everything that I'm doing, which is to get a repeated movement exam on the front end of every orthopedic assessment across discipline. It's called a high-hard goal because it's hard. Some people call them impossible, but they're not. They just haven't been done yet. And then there's my massively transformative mission, which is just kind of like the North Star. It's my North Pole. It's what I'm always walking towards no matter what. So, I mean, there's so much more to this whole thing. I have like a task management tool that I use, which I might put in a separate video and post up here for you guys to use. But, and there's also a way that you can find out what your hard goals are and how to figure out your massively transformative purpose. I will probably put this into a separate video and just show you guys how you can walk through this step by step about how to figure out what your purpose is. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and then I hope you can actually use this tool and find it useful in your practice. Please leave a comment and let me know if you do think this is helpful, or if you did use this and you found it helpful, or if you think there's anything I could change, or you have any recommendations for me. All right, thanks for watching.